Welcome to the United Matters channel. We're here to bring you the match day live of Man United versus Coventry City semi-finals. And I'm going to ask you in the live chat on the poll that who do you think is going to join Man City? Because Man City yesterday went ahead to really knock out Chelsea. And I tell you what, Chelsea found themselves in a position of really haunting the side of Man City, but Nicholas Jackson will be looked at as a Judas Iscariot into the season of Chelsea. I tell you, if he had gone ahead to score most of the chances, like just 35% of the chances that Chelsea have gone ahead to create him, he would have gone ahead to really put Chelsea where they think they would have gone ahead to be throughout the season. So, Rock and David is my name. Smash like button, comment, and share. For all watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not miss out on stories that we will upload in on a day. Welcome back from church, those that went to church and those that prayed from home. Good to see to it that you went ahead to take it in that level. And Rock and David is my name. You can as well call me already. The Muslims, Barakallahu Fikum. We are Man United and we are at Wembley once again. And guess what? In the next 20 minutes, the game of football is going to be kickstarting off from Wembley. And this is how Erik ten Hag is going to have to prepare his team. He has going to have to have Onana, Harry Maguire, Bruno Fernandes, Rashford, Rasmus Hojlund, Garnacho, Casemiro, Dalot, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Kobe Mainoo, and Scott McTominay. That is the side of Man United, with Marcus Rashford into that starting 11. And the bench has the following people: Ben Dayer, Amas and Jackson and Oguneye. All those are coming in from the academy, plus Whitley, the striker. Then Amad Diallo, Eriksson, Fosun, and Anthony. That is the starting 11 for the club of Man United as far as this tie is really concerned. Then we go to the starting 11 of Coventry. They're having the following players. There is Collins, Latibeltruldi, Thomas, Kitching, Bidwell, Eagles, Shelf, O'Hare, and they're having Van Wijik, Sims, that number 9 is really deadly, and Wright. That is the starting 11 of Coventry. The bench has Wilson, Binks, Da Silva, Kelly, Allen, Roden, Top, Tavares, and Andrews. That is it coming in through from the side of Coventry City as they obviously prepare to take on the side of Manchester United at Wembley Stadium. This game is really very tricky, and getting into this game of football when you're having only one fully fit center back, it is really very worrying. If I told you are Man United, it's really very worrying, and one will be asking who is going to be playing in the central defense. And allow me show you exactly how Ten Hag is going to have to decide to stand up into this tie as we take on the side of Coventry. Onana is in goal. The system is 4-2-3-1. Onana is in goal. Diego Dalot has been played as the right back for the club of Man United because Ten Hag believes that he really has a very huge role to play as a right back, especially going forward. I think he has like 4 assists this season, so he's really very, very, very giving, and we anticipate the best of him when he's playing against this side of the championship. Then Aaron Wan-Bissaka is really one of those teams that player that returned at a very good time, but we are really suffering lots of things. And when you look at Aaron Wan-Bissaka, he has to really do the need for and take us to the final. If there is anything you're supposed to harvest, from what we call this season, it should be us winning this Champions League. Sorry, this FA Cup. That is it. And before you think about winning it, you have to take the first step. And what is the first step? Is going ahead to play into the final. And how do you get in the final? Knock out Coventry. After knocking out Coventry, everything will be so much giving. But we shouldn't take Coventry for granted, because the championship side, they are 8th, and you know that any championship side can come in through and really shock any team in for you. Casemiro playing on the right side of the central defense, and Harry Maguire. For Casemiro, all I know is that he has all what it takes to play as a central defender. Even last season, we saw him playing in the central defense on like 3-4 games. And in the final of the FA Cup that played against Man City, you remember, there reached a moment when Ten Hag said that let's all go in, and he dropped Casemiro a little bit in the central defense and got Freddy to play him in the central midfield. So he's not a novice. Even at Real Madrid, Casemiro used to play this position several times, and I tell you what, he's really good at this. So we go to the double pivot. Kobbie Mainoo comes into action to play alongside Scott McTominay, right? To play alongside Scott McTominay. That is Kobbie Mainoo for you. So I think their midfield can really do us a job tonight. That is it. All you have to do is to see to it that our energy is really huge. That's what you're supposed to pray for. Then Bruno Fernandes comes in through as the central attacking midfielder, and I think he has been really scoring goals. He scored a brace against Bournemouth. He scored against Man City. So he scored against Liverpool. So he scored against Chelsea. He has been a good run of form when it comes to scoring goals. But I tell you, I don't judge a central attack midfielder onto the goals he scores. I first judge him on how many times he has gone ahead to create chances for the number 10, for his number 9. Because all in all, the number 9 should be fed by the number 10. But if at all, in the number of games that I've gone ahead to see Rasmus Hojlund play for Man United, and Bruno has always gone ahead to feature there, he has only gone ahead to get like 2-3 balls that act as assists. Then he's not giving. However much he's scoring in goals. And today, by the way, he's one of those players that you think are going to be on the score sheet. You just believe that he's going to be one of those that is going to be on the score sheet. So we wait and see how that pans out. But Bruno Fernandes is being played as a central attacking midfielder. That is Bruno Fernandes Borges for you. Then Alejandro Garnacho is being played as a right forward. I think his best performances this season have always gone ahead to come in through as a right forward. He has gone ahead to settle his differences with the manager, Erik Ten Hag, and all is okay for him to really get himself in the levels of really getting United where they deserve to be. And this season, Garnacho has been really what we call a revelation. When you look at Alejandro Garnacho this season, let me check. Alejandro Garnacho, I think he has, is it 7 goals? Yeah, he has like 7 goals. He has 7 goals in the Premier League and 3 assists, right? He has 1 goal in the UEFA Champions League. He has 1 goal in the EFL Cup. So he so far has 9 goals. He has a chance to obviously make it 10 in the season at his age. And I think in such a kind of game, if he composes himself better, he can find himself really getting to better positions. Then Rashford, left attacking midfielder. Rashford should show us that he chooses his moments better. If he couldn't raise up against Bournemouth, Liverpool, Chelsea, and very many other games, this is the time for him to raise up. You know, this is one of the most important games for the club of Man United. We need a trophy. We need an FA Cup, because we last won an FA Cup. We last won an FA Cup in 2015, I think 2016, right? When Louis van Gaal was leaving and Jose Mourinho was coming in through. And we had last won a trophy at Man United under Jose Mourinho, right? And that was, I think, in 2016. I think 2017. So, us winning a trophy back in 2023 under Erik Ten Hag, those were 6 years when you are really trophyless as a club of Man United. So, all we need to do is that we should make it a habit that at least every season we have a trophy that comes to the table or that goes to our shelves, and we obviously get to know that at least we are winners. And this one is really one of the most respected trophies in the world, and playing Man City will be something that we think of later. But right now, all we should be thinking about is going for it to the fullest. And how do you go it for the fullest? Find yourself in a better situation of really knocking out this guy. And I think this is the best game ever that you would love to see Marcus Rashford rise up to the occasion, because if he does rise up to the occasion, it comes to understanding that he can really start scoring goals into this game of football. And in the remaining 5 fixtures, in the remaining 6 fixtures that we're really having, I think he can really light himself a candle and put himself in the spotlight for the manager of England to take him to the Euros, because his position is in tatters. It's in total doubt. It's nowhere confirmed that he should find himself really getting into the starting 11 or the squad that is going to be there, because some people have to be dropped. Some people have to be, there is Anton Gordon, there is Jack Grealish, and there is Marcus Rashford. So he needs to put himself in a picture of him not being dropped, because even if Anton Gordon is dropped, no one is going to complain, But for Jack Grealish, looks like it's a given for him to go. And for Marcus Rashford, he should find himself in a better position to really put in a shift that should take him to where he deserves to be. So Rasmus Hojlund is going to be leading the line. He last scored, I think, in February. It's really long since he last went ahead to net in a goal for the club of Man United. But I think today is the day for him to obviously find himself really scoring a goal. I think it is really huge for him, and he should really score a goal. But the side of Coventry also has its own players that can come in through and really haunt the side of Man United. I tell you, I saw them play against Wolverhampton Wanderers, and I was really shocked, because I was really shocked on how they really went ahead to score 3 goals past Wolverhampton Wanderers. Now, any side can shock you if you don't really play with discipline, right? If you don't score your chances, if you don't kill them off, any side can really shock you and really send you back to Manchester when you're going to have to get knocked out. You understand? So, B. Collins in goal. Labitude right back, meaning that Rashford is going to be facing him, and I think Rashford has to skin these players and show them that, please, I'm Marcus Rashford, I'm at a different level. Bidwell, left back. Thomas and Kitching in the central defense. Chef and Ichelds, right, in the double pivot. Then Van Ewijk, right attack midfielder. Then H right, left attack midfielder. O'Hare is a central attack midfielder, and Sims is really the center forward for the side of Coventry. Now, let me give you some bit of hope as a club of Manchester United. In the semi-finals last season, Man United played Brighton, and Man City went ahead to play Middlesbrough. They put 6 by Middlesbrough, and the side that went ahead to take a very weak team went ahead to win the trophy. Meaning that we should put that into consideration, that maybe we are going to play this guy again, and I believe we can knock this guy out. We can beat Man City. Man City, we are going to be playing them on the 26th, I think, of May. The league will be done, and when you look at the return dates of most of the players of Man United, we are going to be having a fully fit squad. Varane will be here, Lisandro Martinez will be here, Lindelof will be here, Martial will be here, Luke Shaw will be here, Tyrell Malacia might be here. We'll be having a fully fit squad. And I tell you, if we go to Wembley and we are having a fully fit squad, I see no way Man City takes us off this trophy. I think we can beat them. Yesterday, I saw Chelsea had gone ahead to obviously lock them, and they couldn't unlock them, but it was Nicholas Jackson that let them down. You can all agree with me that Jackson was the architect of knocking out the side of Chelsea. He got all the chances and went ahead to misuse them. That is it. He misused all the chances, and later he went ahead obviously coming through and never really got Chelsea the best. Because for me, I would prefer playing Chelsea in the final than Man City. But it's better to come into this game of football, especially final, when you're playing as an underdog. That is it. If you're being seen as an underdog in such a situation, you'll obviously get the best of a reaction, you know. But playing Chelsea, we go head to head, they might really annihilate us. But I tell you, anyone who comes in through, me as a United fan, I'm 100% ready for him, because I know we have a squad that can really attend to any side of attack, or to any size of attack at the club of Manchester United. So smash the like button, comment and share. Continue to tell me what your thoughts are about this. I just want to get to know what Ten Hag is going to say about this side of Manchester United. Now, for Casemiro playing the central defense, it's Roy Keane, formerly at Man United, and he also used to play by the central defense sometimes in there for you. Now, we are having Peter Smith at Wembley. Says Casemiro, makeshift role at the centre back, underlines the defensive crisis facing United. Should anything happen to him or Harry Maguire, who has been battling an issue this week, then Erik Ten Hag will have to turn onto an inexperienced bench. I don't think so. I think we'll drop Scott McTominay into that. Scottish youngster Lewis Jackson has been drafted in as a centre-back cover. He's just 18, although he did help United win the FA Youth Trophy as a later inclusion a couple of years ago. Also among the subs is Harry Amaz, who is a left-back, and Habib Oguneye, 18, Ethan Whitley, 18, none of whom have made a first appearance yet for the club of Man United. So that is it. So then Roy Keane. Where is Roy Keane? I want to bring you what Roy Keane is going to say about this. Roy Keane has said Casemiro and Harry Maguire will drop deep. You would hope Coventry are smart enough to take advantage of that. In terms of the bigger picture and titles, Man United are way off it, but they are playing a championship team. United aren't consistent. They've lost 12 games, but Coventry have lost 13. They are not consistent either. You would think Man United's attacking players would have a better attacking moment than Coventry. That should help them win the game. And I think that should be the bare minimum of this game. That all we have in plenty is our front four. Tokov, Garnacho, Rasmus Hojlund, Rashford, and Bruno Fernandes. They are really players that you think can really annihilate this side. And I tell you, this is a test of mentality for the club of Man United and the players. We should find ourselves in a position of really killing this off and really taking it to the next level. Now, Ten Hag has said we have a big opportunity to go into the FA Cup final in some of the biggest moments of Man United football history. It was not often they were in the final 3 times in a decade. So this is a big opportunity for a group to appear in the final for the second time in 2 years. We can compete with the best teams in the world when we are at our best, but we are not consistent. You need mentality to reach the final. We saw it against Liverpool. You need a big heart and a big mentality to get to the final. That is what Ten Hag is going to have to say in there for you. And obviously, mentality is the big moment that you should really think about as a manager and as players, because they have to be in the right mentality to come in through and obviously take on this side. But if they are not ready to put their bodies on the line, then they'll just continue to really cause us. So, as it stands, Man United has to raise up to the occasion and put in what we call a very huge shift. And for me, this is the moment. This is the moment such that we obviously go ahead and really lift the silverware, because we have huge hopes that these players are really going to be fit, especially when it comes to the time when you're playing against Man City. These players are really going to be fit, according to me, and they will do the needful. So, that is it. Let's go into this game of football, right? After this game of football, I'm going to come with what we call the match reaction. Then I'll come in through with what I call the player ratings in there for you. And after getting in the player ratings, we'll see what else we are going to do. Erik Ten Hag's reaction, the players' reactions. I'm planning to obviously offer something big for you and it will be like a buffet. You'll have to choose on what you take and what not to take. So guys, it has been nice talking to you. Always, it's Rokan David, and it's one of those moments that you believe that something is gonna really happen tonight for Man United, but we shouldn't undermine this team. These teams have gone ahead to shock very many teams. When you look at how they went ahead to play away at Wolverhampton Wanderers, and they went ahead to beat Man United, and they went ahead to knock out Wolverhampton Wanderers, a team that knocks out Wolverhampton Wanderers with the squad that Man United have is good enough to obviously also knock out Man United. That is it. I'm having Cathele Jr. Why Casemiro played defense today? Because we are having only one fully fit central defender, that is Harry Maguire. Kambwala is injured, Varane is injured, Lisandro Martinez is injured, Lindelof is injured, and Varane is injured. So all of those are really injured. And the other players that would have gone to come through and play the central defense, for example, Luke Shaw, he's also injured. So that's why we've gone ahead to make that decision. Then Casemiro makes more mistakes, and Eric Ten Hag take him in a box area. Guys, which mistakes is he making? You know, so you think that our entire season of poor performances is because of Casemiro? Don't stop pinpointing out players. For me, I think it's something general, you know? Sometimes you might blame this guy, yet other people are going to cost us points. So there are very many scenarios that we should really look at. So Mohumuza Sam, Man United 2, Coventry 1, all right. And now let me end this poll and see how you people are going to hit to vote. 94% for Man United to win and 5% for Coventry to win. So guys,